One of the most cultivated spice in the world, ginger, was also one of the first crops to ever be exported from Asia. Today, this tasty rhizome is a popular plant to grow among home gardeners and can even be kept in small gardening spaces. Just provide your ginger crop with regular fertilizer, watering, dapper light, and you should end up with a large ginger harvest in just a few months. If you have ever wanted to grow your own ginger, this is the guide for you. I will take you through all the steps you need to grow lots of fresh and delicious ginger. To grow ginger at home, you can simply buy ginger roots from your local grocery stores. Look for the roots that are plump and old. Any growth buds on the tips of the root, called the eyes, are a plus as they are already ready to grow. Ginger takes its time getting started. To speed it along, wrap the rhizomes in a newspaper and keep it in shade for at least 10 to 12 days. After 10 to 12 days, you will see several eyes on each rhizome. These are the little nubs like the ones on potatoes that will grow roots under the right conditions. Eyes can usually be found on the tips of ginger rhizomes and appear slightly pointed and lighter in color. The more eyes your rhizomes has, the more ginger stalks it can produce. Before sowing, carry out rhizome treatment with turmeric powder. Soak rhizomes in turmeric water for at least 1 hour to prepare for planting. It will protect rhizomes from fungal infestation. After treatment, dry rhizomes in shade for 1 to 2 hours. Ginger grows horizontally, so if you want a bigger harvest, opt for planting containers that are wide rather than deep. Pots should be at least 10 inch deep and they can be as wide as you want. Since ginger rhizomes grow under soil, the soil should be loose so the rhizomes are free to grow and expand. For that, use a mix of 60% sandy garden soil and 40% cattle manure. Bury your ginger roots 2 to 4 inches below the soil and at least 5 to 6 inches apart as they need plenty of space to grow. And make sure to plant roots so that the buds are pointing upwards. If you want to go big, take 4 to 5 pieces of ginger and plant them all in one big pot. You can place a whole piece of ginger or cut it into sections, ensuring each piece has at least 2 to 3 eyes to grow shoots from. The larger rhizome you start with, the faster your ginger plants will grow. For this reason, look for rhizomes that are fleshy, firm and plump and about 4 to 6 inches across with multiple fingers. Unlike root crops like potatoes, ginger does not need to be buried deep. So just cover the rhizomes with about half to 1 inch of soil and tamp it down lightly. Water your ginger directly after you plant it. Continue to keep your soil moist but not saturated, watering it until just before the soil dries out. For happier plants, locate your potted ginger in an area that receives dapper light from part shade to 3 to 4 hours of sunlight. This is the best lighting for ginger and will promote better growth in your ginger plants. Be patient as growing ginger in a container takes time. You should see sprouts emerging from the roots in 2 to 3 weeks. Check the soil daily and water just before it dries out completely, as damp and soggy soil conditions will quickly rot your plants. The nutrition for germination and rooting comes from the stored nutrition in the rhizome bud. So the size and nutrition of seed set has great influence on the growth of seedlings in subsequent stages. The leaves grow slowly during the first 20 days of seedling stage. One new leaf is produced every 3 to 4 days. Yellowing leaves can indicate that your plant may be suffering from a deficiency and needs an extra nutrient boost. For best results, fertilize your ginger with a good organic liquid fertilizer every 2 to 4 weeks throughout the growing season. Add 8 to 10 ml of seaweed extract per liter water. Make sure to mix well before using it. At this stage, your ginger will grow up to 2 feet tall and many of the roots will appear above ground, which is natural for this type of plant. The edible part of a ginger plant is the rhizome, which is usually called as the root. The plants in this period show quick growth, leaf number and area increases sharply, and on the other hand, the rhizome expands quickly. To give your ginger an extra nutrient boost, you can also add a bit of fertilizer throughout the growing season. Apply fertilizer every 3 to 4 weeks to keep your ginger looking its best. Leaves and stems of the ginger plant will turn yellow in late summer or in early winter months as temperature drops or when the plant is about 8 to 10 months old. This means that if you plant it in the spring, it should be ready to harvest by winter. Mature ginger plants will reach 3 to 4 feet in height. The longer you wait to harvest your ginger roots, the stronger it will taste. Using your hands or a small trowel, gently dig up the soil surrounding the rhizomes. And to harvest, hold the greens at the base where they emerge from the soil and lift the entire rhizome out. Small pieces of ginger can also be harvested 3 to 4 months after the growth begins. Just provide your ginger crop with regular fertilizer, watering, dapper light, and you should end up with 8 to 10 kgs of ginger harvest in just a few months. Wash and scrub your ginger roots under running water, being careful to get rid of as much dirt as you can. Your ginger is now ready to be cooked, pickled, dried, or prepared in any way that you like. You can save some pieces of ginger to replant the following season.